guys, how are you all doing? It's a beautiful day. My name is Mark Kevin Reyes. You can call me Mark for short. I am a sugar artist and a sugar craft instructor based here in Manila, Philippines. And welcome to my channel. This is where I do anything and everything creative. So if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And this is where I do anything and everything creative. So I know it's been quite a long time since my last upload, but for today we're finally back to the flower series. So it's very exciting because I prepared a lot of new techniques and new florals that you can learn that you can also put on your cakes, and also you can put as a display at home or give it to your special someone. So for today, I'm going to share with you a flower that is very similar to those long stemmed florals that is a lot like delphiniums, gladiolas, but this one is different. This is called as HOARY stock. Okay, I came across this flower when I was traveling to Atok, Benguet way before the pandemic. So this is what it looks like. Okay, see, it's very pretty. And in this series, I'll be sharing with you different florals that you can put on a very beautiful bouquet. So without further ado, let's start. I know you're excited because I'm also excited about this one. Hi everyone, so for today, I'm going to share with you a very unique flower that I saw when I was traveling at the mountains of Benguet, Philippines. So it's HOARY stock. It's also called as Matiola incana. So the look is very similar to delphiniums and also primrose or prime rose, but it's different. Okay, so to start off, I'll be using wire color green. So this is number 26. You can also use 24. You need to make a loop at the ends so that this will lock in the petals and the buds. Okay, so for this class or vlog, I'll be sharing with you how to make the full bloom flower and of course the stages of growth. So the semi-open flower, the bud, and the smaller bud. Okay, so we'll be using Mako paste for this class. So gently knead and massage the paste on your hands. Okay, just like so. As you see, I did not use shortening because it's humid on my area. You can also apply the technique with Gumpaste or sugar paste or even clay or cold porcelain. Okay, so once the paste is okay and very manageable, we start rolling. Okay, and then for the cutter, I'm using the ordinary Daisy plunger cutter. The size is around 2 inches. Okay, it's around 2 inches in diameter. So this is what we'll be using. Add cornstarch on your working space, also on the paste, and then we start rolling. Okay. So just roll it fairly thin, but not too thin because we need to manipulate the petals, okay? So around this thickness, we will start cutting. So we'll first do the fully opened flower. So that has, or we'll be using around 3 of this, okay? So to get a smoother cut, add cornstarch, okay? And also on the paste, and then press, move left and right, and then pop it out, okay? Again, add cornstarch, press, move left and right, and then pop it out, okay? So I'll first show you how to make the full blossom or full flower. So we'll start off with one floral set or petal set, okay? So I have here foam pad. And then what I will do is I will combine 2 pieces of petals, okay? So to do that, I'll zoom in so you can see closely. Put one on top of the other, slightly overlap, and then you press. Press, press, okay? Just like that. Press. Okay, press. Overlap, and then press. So again, this is how I do it. Overlap, and then press, okay? Just make sure they are combined, okay? So that will give you very thick petals or wide. That is 6, okay? So now I'll zoom out a little bit. So what you need to do now, add cornstarch. And then I'll be using my ball tool, the second to the smallest. I'll just thin out and widen out my petals, okay? Just like that. So the shapes will be a little bit irregular, but that's okay because that's how we want the petals to be. Okay, so as you see here, I'm just focusing on the sides, okay, to thin out the edges. So after that, you'll have something that looks like so. Add cornstarch, okay, and then we start pulling, okay. On one side, I pull, on the other, I pull, I pull. So this is how you do it. The ball tool is actually inside the petal. Okay, so gently slide going inwards. Okay, if it sticks, just add cornstarch, okay? So just pull it, pull and pull, pull and pull, flip it over, and then you do it again, okay? But not on entire petals, just on some. So this is to give you more movements onto your petal, okay? So this is one set. See that? It's very pretty. So I'll zoom out so you can see more. Okay, so if you plan to make the semi-open flower, this is what you do. Okay, so you get phthalo glue or sugar glue. So for the phthalo glue, this is 2 tablespoons of warm water, and then you add 1/4 teaspoon of phthalo powder. Okay, so we add very little at the center. If you added way too much, you can always wipe it off. Okay, and then what you want to do is insert your wire with the loop, and then gently you just squish it in. Okay, just like that. So this is what you'll have. Hello, focus. Okay, better. You see that there's a lot of movements. So I just squish it in. So this one, you need to let this dry hanging. Okay, just like so. And then once this is dry, you can add color green for the sepals, okay? So this is our semi-open flower, okay? So I'll show you how we will add the calyx, okay? So this is yellow-green. Okay, so this is how we do it. So first, you smoothen out the paste, okay? Make it long and wide, just like so. Okay, so we started with a semi-open flower pod. Okay, and then you press, press, press to make it wide. Just like that. Okay, and then you have the irregular shapes. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to use my barbecue stick or bamboo skewers. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. And then I'll just pull lines so that you get this beautiful markings and spikes at the ends, okay? Okay, see that's very pretty. After that, flip it over. Add your phthalo glue. Okay, and then we need to cover this part, okay? So I put my flower in the middle, okay? Cover. Cover again. Press, 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 and lock. Okay, sorry, it was a little bit out of angle. Okay, so I just press, 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 and lock, and then just twist, okay? So this is our semi-open flower, okay? So you can actually just move some of the petals, just like that. Okay, so you need to let this dry hanging. If you want to fix this, what you can do is just, again, just create lines, okay? So there you have it. Let this dry like that. Okay, so now that we already have the 3 pieces together, you need to let this dry just a little bit for around 30 seconds to 1 minute, okay? Until you feel that it's a little bit sturdy, just like so. Okay, and then after that, we'll be using our phthalo glue or sugar glue. So what you want to do is, of course, just to stick them all together. So don't put too much phthalo glue or sugar glue, okay? Just enough. So start first at the center, okay? Gently extend a little outer, and then we add the other one, okay? So as you see, it should be overlapping, okay? So there should be spaces in between. I mean, on the spaces, there should be petal. After that, add another layer of phthalo glue, okay? And then we attach the next petal set, just like so, okay? And then after that, just add phthalo glue again. And then we get our wire with the loop, insert in the middle, okay? And then when you're just about the end, gently scrunch it over, okay? So just press your petals and your flower just like so. Just squeeze, 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 okay? And then you lock it on place. You see that? It's very pretty and it looks like the real thing. Okay, so you need to let this dry hanging also. Okay, and then once this is dry, this is the full blossom, okay? Once this is dry, later on we'll be adding some yellows and greens here at the center. And then of course, when it's fully dry, we can add the green part, which is the calyx, okay? So that is yellow-green, which is similar to what we did with the semi-open flower bud, okay? So this is how it should look like. See that? Okay, so if you want to make variations, you can also do one semi-full open blossom, okay, wherein you'll only be using 2 cutouts, because for this one, the fully bloomed one, we actually use 3 cutouts, okay? So that's how it should be. So just let it dry hanging upside down, okay? Okay, so now while our flowers are drying up, so for the fully open flower, you can make around 5 pieces of that. For the semi-open flower, you can make around 3. And of course, for the bud, I'll be showing you different stages of growth for the bud. So this one is the bud that is about to show some petals. So these are the petals part. So first, I start with a ball that is around 1.5 centimeter. I make it an oval, just like so, which is around 1 inch, okay? Or 2 centimeter rather. This is around 2 centimeter. I'll be using a scissor just to cut through. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many cuts you did as long as it's more than 4. Okay, so you can go with 5, you can go with 6, you can also go with 7 if you want. Okay, and then after that, similar to how you make blossoms, you just flat it with your fingers. So this one I made 5. Okay, just like that. And then after that, you just need to just scrunch it over like that, okay? Just like so. If you want another technique that you can do, you can actually thin it out more by making it wider, okay? And then after that, again, same process, just scrunch and squeeze them over just like so, okay? It should be a little bit distorted like that, okay? And then you insert your wire with a loop, okay? And then you press, 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 and lock. And then once this is dry, we'll add the green calyx, okay? Just like how we did with the first one. So this is the bud that has petals, okay? So now I'm gonna share with you how do you make the bud with very small petal and the bud without petal. Okay, so this is the bud without the petal, okay? So start with the ball, smoothen it out. You can do different sizes also, just to show the stages of growth. So insert your, sometimes if that happens, just twist as you insert, okay? Press and lock, make it a little bit oval, just like so, okay? And then you get one of your cutters, just like this. And then you create random lines, okay? Starting from the bottom, going upwards, it should all meet at the center, okay? Just like so. So that's how it would look like, okay? This is the bud. And now we'll make the bud with a very little petal showing through. So this is how we do it. Start with the green. Okay, you can make different sizes also. This is around 1.5 centimeter. Okay, so this is our bud. So what you do after you smoothen it out, okay, get your color white and just press it in. Okay, just like that. Okay, another technique that you can do is you can actually poke a hole and then you insert the color white. Okay, and then same process, we insert the wire with the loop at the bottom part. Okay, and then press and lock. So now again, using one of your cutters, any size, just go ahead and make some lines, okay, from the bottom going upwards. Okay, as you can see, this is how I do it. Then press and lock and twist. Okay, so we have the bud with a little bit of petal. Okay, and then we have the bud with the petal. Then later on we'll add the green parts. Okay, so you can make around 3 of these, and then 3 of this also, and then 3 of this, and then later on I'll show you how to assemble everything. Okay, so now I'll be sharing with you how to actually wrap the wires. As you see, even though I used green, I wrap the wires in color white floral tape so that we can actually paint on the wires. Okay, so I mean on the tape, the wire with the tape, okay, rather. So I'll show you an easy process on how you can paint this one so that it's cohesive. Because if you would notice, if we'll be using floral tape color green, it's way too dark. Okay, so we want to achieve the yellowish green color, same as this one. So you need to paint the floral tape on the floral wire. Okay, so I want to show you first how I wrap my floral wire. Okay, so here is one of the fully opened blossoms. Okay, so get your floral tape color white, stretch to activate the stickiness. Okay, and then what I do is, first, you just wrap it lightly here on top, and then once you feel that there is already a resistance, you gently start twisting going down. Okay, so there you have a very nice cohesive shape or pattern. Okay, there is no cut. Okay, it's very smooth. Okay, and then just cover until the middle part, and then you cut it with scissors. Okay, just like so. Okay, and now for the stick, this one is actually color, this is 4 pieces of wire number 24. So I combined them all together with a white floral tape. And while I'm twisting it, of course, I had some yellow pigments. That's why it had some colors. Okay, so now I want to share with you the flowers that I created. So of course, I made at least 4 pieces of the fully blossom or fully opened blooms. I have 2 pieces of the semi-open blossom, the bud with petal, the bud with smaller petal, and of course, different sizes of the bud. So now we're going to color first each and every stem. So to do that, I have here my paint palette. You can also use a plate, an ordinary white plate for this one. So I'll just be using colored gels. I'll be using yellow and green. Okay, so we need to mix the two together. So first I'll add in my color green. Okay, and then I'll be adding yellow in one of the parts. Okay, that's too much. Okay, so using your barbecue stick or bamboo skewers, you basically need to mix these two so that you'll come up with yellow-green, okay? Just mix it randomly, just like that, okay? Because we will actually use our fingers to actually color it, okay? So once it's like that, if you don't want your fingers to be a little bit messy, but for me as an artist, this is very natural. I like filling the pigments, okay? But if you are working with, let's say food, you should wear gloves, okay? But since this one, I'm just gonna use it for display purposes and just for demo purposes again. So this is how I do it. Mix the color on your hands. Okay, I have yellow and green. So here, you can see it's still light. So there, this is the perfect shade of green. Okay. Just go ahead and cover the tape. Okay, see that? So now it's yellow-green, closer to the color, okay? And now we move on to adding colors to the others. So you see, that's how easy it is, okay? So I just rub my fingers, or if you have gloves, you just rub your gloves onto the floral tape. Okay, just like that. See, it's more cohesive. And then you need to let this dry for about 15 to 30 minutes. Okay. So you see that? So now it looks more natural, right? It's more cohesive or closer to the color. Okay, so I'll apply this in all. And then after that, I'll show you how to assemble it, okay? Okay, so now all of the flowers and the stems are colored the same way, the same color tone. So now we just need to assemble it. So to start off, I have here again white floral tape, which will be coloring again later. So I'll start off with the smallest bud, okay, here. So I'll combine it with a semi-large bud. Okay, so I just move the floral tape a little bit. And then I will combine it here onto the stem, wherein I'll be attaching the second one. Okay, so basically you need to attach it from the smallest to the biggest, okay? Of course, the bud with semi-open, with very little whites, and then the bud with more whites. Okay, so while you're twisting this, as you see, it's actually having color. What you can do is just go ahead and just add pigments onto your fingers, okay? For those who are asking or wondering, can I use dust for this one? Yes, you can definitely use dust for this process, okay? And then we add the other one. And of course, our fully opened flowers, okay? So as you see, I'm twisting slowly going down as I progress, okay? So just continue adding and adding more blossoms, okay, until you are done. Continue twisting going down, okay. So there you have it. So this is our HOARY stock, okay. So we'll just need to arrange this a little bit by moving in some of the flowers. So to do it easily, you can actually use a long nose, okay, just to bend it on place on how you want the flowers to show, or you can actually move it using your hands. Depends on you on which way are you more comfortable with. Okay, so some I move with my hands, some just using the long nose, okay. So there you have it. I hope you can see clearly. Okay, so you see it's very similar to delphiniums, the structure, okay. So you can always go back and just add some more colors and pigments onto the floral tape, okay, so it looks cohesive. Again, for this one I used gel color, but you can also use dust for this one, okay. So you see that it's very pretty, it's very nice. Okay, so to add more character onto it, just like what I've mentioned, we'll be adding some green parts on the center. So for that, you need a very fine brush, okay? If you don't have a fine brush, you can use a pointed brush, okay? So I'll just be getting my pointed brush and then some gin or vodka. Okay, so now as you can see here, what I have is gin or vodka. And then I added pigments of yellow-green, okay, just to make a dilution. So since I can find my fine brush, I'm gonna show you a DIY technique on how you can achieve the same effect. So here is wire number 24, color green. You can also use color white. You need for about 2 inches of floral tape, any color. Okay, and then you stretch. And then what you do is you actually gently wrap it. Okay, just like that. And then wrap and wrap and wrap and twist. Okay. So what you'll have is a pointed end that is actually a little bit bendy. Okay. So this is what we'll be using to apply colors on the most inner parts. So here I want to show you closely how we'll do that. Okay, so I dab in some colors and then I go inwards. See that? Because we need to add touches of those very little yellow green at the central part. Okay, because if you look at the real flower, it has some yellow greenish glow at the center. Okay, so you need to do that on all the flower so that it would look really nice. Okay, see that? So I'll zoom out so you can see more. Okay, so there you have it. This is our flower. See that? It's very nice and pretty. Okay, so if you want to make it more realistic, what you can do actually is just get very little whites. Okay, this one you only apply on the, since your hands has color yellow, as you knead and massage the paste, it will have color already. So this is yellow, very light yellowish green. Okay, so what you can do is just create small circles. Okay, and then you can just actually use your tweezers to place some this at the very center and then press. Okay, just like that. Okay, see that? You have one there. You can do this also here. Just press. You can even add some Tylo glue just to press it on place. Okay, so there you have it. So this is our stem of blossoms of the HOARY stock. Okay, it's also called as Malphiona incana. Okay, so it's very similar to delphiniums, and you can use this as a very nice flower that you can put on your cakes. You see that? You can actually bend this a little bit more. Okay, see that? It's very nice and pretty, and it's very easy to make. Okay, here's the back part. Okay, you can add more colors here if you want. And here is the full blossom. Okay.